Friends, I am back with the concluding session of electrolysis. Okay, in the earlier session we had just introduced the concept of electroplating, which is an application of electrolysis. Do you remember the definition of electroplating? Yes, very good. Electroplating, it is a process of electrolytic deposition of a superior metal such as gold, silver or nickel or chromium on the surface of a baser metal like copper, iron or brass. And what were the reasons for electroplating? Is to prevent corrosion or rusting and to enhance the aesthetics of the article, to make it more attractive, right? So today we are going to discuss electroplating with nickel and electroplating with silver. Now can you have a look here at the diagram now so that it is easier for you. I have compared here electroplating with nickel and with silver. First we will discuss nickel. Okay, now just see the diagram here. Now this is the electrolytic vessel. This is generally a glass vessel, and in that we have taken the nickel sulfate solutions. Aqueous nickel sulfate solution is our electrolyte. Now if you remember the conditions of electroplating, the article to be electroplated always forms the cathode. So here this is a pair of tongs here in the diagram. Now if you don't like pair of tongs, you can use anything else also. Yes, you can use some a keychain, knife, whatever you want. So here pair of tongs which is to be electroplated. So that is forming the cathode, and anode is a thick block of nickel. So this is a thick block of nickel and it will be an active electrode. Okay, then others, this is the switch and the battery and an ammeter. Okay, is the diagram clear? So now when we are electroplating with nickel, our electrolyte is aqueous solution of nickel sulfate. Then electrode, cathode. Cathode will be the clean article to be electroplated. This is our cathode. Now you remember why the cathode always the article always forms the cathode, because at cathode the metal ions are going to get converted to the neutral atom and get deposited. Okay, so the article will be always the cathode. Anode is a block of nickel metal which is active electrode. Now once you close the switch and allow electric current to pass, what will happen? Dissociation of aqueous nickel sulfate will take place. So this is your nickel sulfate. It will form nickel ions and sulfate ions, right? Now since it is an aqueous solution, water will also dissociate and form ions H plus and OH minus. Okay. Now nickel ions and H plus ions, there will be competition between nickel ions and hydrogen ions. Okay, so preference will be given to the nickel ions. Yes, nickel ions will be preferentially discharged at the cathode as neutral nickel metal. So this nickel which is getting deposited will be deposited on the article. So that article which you have kept at the cathode, yes, so all these nickel atoms will go and deposit on that article. Okay, clear? Now sulfate ions and hydroxyl ions, both are going to migrate to the anode, yes, but neither will get discharged. Why? Because the anode is active nickel rod. Because it is an active nickel rod, that rod itself will lose electrons and will form nickel ions. And these nickel ions will again then travel to the cathode and will further ensure that a uniform and even deposition is obtained on the article. Okay, is it clear? So this is with reference to electroplating with nickel. So what kind of questions you can expect on this electroplating with nickel? Questions like the following questions relate to electroplating an article with nickel. So name the electrolyte used, what forms the cathode and anode, and give the electrode reactions taking place. And another question like explain why the anode diminishes in mass. Now for that what will you write? You will write here that same thing what is given here. Sulfate ions and hydroxyl ions, they migrate to the anode but neither are discharged. Instead the active nickel anode itself loses the electrons to form nickel ions in solution, and hence anode diminishes in mass. Okay, clear? So this is important, that is electroplating with nickel. Now simultaneously we will see electroplating with silver. Now if you see the diagram, it is almost similar, only difference will be there. Now we are using a anode rod will be a block of silver now. Why? Because this is electroplating an article with silver, and your electrolyte is aqueous solution of sodium silver cyanide. This is the formula for sodium silver cyanide. Okay. Now the anode is block of silver here, cathode the article to be plated. So again pair of tongs. Then this is the switch, the battery, the ammeter. Okay, diagram similar to this only. Now you have to understand why we are using this complex salt. Sodium silver cyanide is a complex salt. Yes, it's not a normal salt like say silver nitrate. Now why this complex salt is preferred over silver nitrate? Reason being the release of silver ions. Yes, these are the silver ions. The release of the silver ions from this complex salt is very slow. So that will ensure a uniform and even deposition on the surface of the article. Unlike from silver nitrate where the silver ions will be released very fast. Okay. So the preferred electrolyte is sodium silver cyanide. This is very important. Give 5 stars to it. Many times questions like name the electrolyte used or why is the electrolyte preferred, such questions will be asked. So this is important. Have you understood? Okay. Then now electrodes. Now you know already from the conditions that the cathode, the cleaned article will be always forming the cathode, and the metal which you use for the plating will form the anode. So anode will be a block of silver metal and it is an active electrode. Okay. Now next step, dissociation will take place once you pass current through it. So dissociation of sodium silver cyanide, or it is also called as sodium argentocyanide, both are correct. So this complex salt is going to dissociate to form sodium ions, silver ions and cyanide ions. Okay. Na1 plus, Ag1 plus, and this is Cn2, so 2Cn 1 minus. Since it is an aqueous solution, water will also form ions H plus and OH minus. Clear? Now there is competition. Now there is tough competition. See, there are sodium ions also, silver ions also and H plus ions also. So 3 different types of positively charged ions are there. So which is going to get preferentially discharged as neutral atom at the cathode? You have to look at the electrochemical series. So naturally silver is lowest. So at cathode, silver ions will get discharged as neutral silver atom and this will get deposited on the article. So if you observe that at cathode, sodium ions, silver ions and H plus ions, all 3 will migrate to the cathode, but the silver ions are going to get preferentially discharged as neutral silver atoms at the cathode. So that article which we have kept at the cathode will have this silver coating. Okay, clear? Now reaction at anode. Now which are the anions here? Cyanide and hydroxyl. Now cyanide ions and hydroxyl ions, both will migrate to the anode, but neither will get discharged. Why? Because our anode is the active silver anode. Okay, so that active silver anode itself will lose electrons and will form silver ions. Okay, so same is the reason why the anode will decrease in size or diminish in mass. Okay, clear? So that is given here. Just understand this: cyanide ions and hydroxyl ions migrate to the anode but neither are discharged. Instead, the active silver anode itself loses electrons to form silver ions in solution. Hence, anode diminishes in mass. Okay, is it clear? So this is important. Electroplating with nickel and electroplating with silver. Okay, now we will have a look at the second application, that is the next part. Okay, now the next application is electro refining of metals. First what we discussed was electroplating. Now second is electro refining. Now electro refining, it is a process by which metals containing impurities are purified electrolytically to give a pure metal. Now if you remember, this refining of the metal was our last step in metallurgy. If you remember the general steps involved in the extraction of a metal from its ore, 5 different steps we had seen. Just try to remember the metallurgy notes. You can look up the notes if you want. In that, the last step was refining of the metal, and one of the methods for refining is electro refining. Yes, So electrorefining is a process by which metals containing impurities are purified electrolytically to give a pure metal. Okay, electro means pertaining to electricity and refining means making pure. So in short, you are just trying to make the metal pure, means remove the impurities by using the process of electrolysis. Okay. So in this, one example is prescribed in the syllabus, that is electro-refining of copper. So now first understand the diagram here. So your impure copper metal will be the anode. So this is anode will be a thick block of impure copper and cathode will be a thin sheet of pure copper. Okay, thin sheet of pure copper will be the cathode and anode will be the impure copper metal which you want to purify. And electrolyte of course will be your copper sulfate solution. Clear? Yes, and then the battery is there, the current switch, all that is as usual. Now when you are passing current, what will happen? First the dissociation of the aqueous copper sulfate solution will take place. Yes, so this is the dissociation of the copper sulfate solution. So copper sulfate will dissociate to form copper ions, sulfate ions. Water, since it is an aqueous solution, will form H plus and hydroxyl ions. Okay. Now the copper ions and H plus ions are positively charged. So both copper ions and H plus ions will migrate to the cathode, and which will get preferentially discharged as neutral atom? Copper, because copper is lower in the electrochemical series to hydrogen. So at cathode you see copper ions will get discharged as neutral copper. So this copper, which is the pure form, yes, so this copper will get deposited on the thin sheet of the pure copper. Okay, so that thin sheet of pure copper, this copper, pure copper will go on getting deposited. Now sulfate ions and hydroxyl ions are the anions, right? So they are going to migrate to the anode, correct? But our anode is the active rod of copper, impure copper. Anode, the impure copper, right? So sulfate and hydroxyl will just migrate to the anode, but they will not get discharged. Instead, our impure copper anode will lose electrons and will form copper ions, correct? So that rod is losing electrons and forming copper ions, and what will then happen to these copper ions? Yes, very good. These copper ions will again go to the cathode and will get deposited as copper on that thin sheet of pure copper. Okay, so how that anode is getting purified, are you understanding? Here anode was thick block of impure. As the electrolysis is progressing, this anode gradually will go on losing electrons and forming copper ions, and these copper ions again will go to the cathode and they will get deposited on the thin sheet of copper. So the impure copper is getting converted to pure copper. So gradually this thick block of impure copper will go on decreasing in size. Okay, it will go on decreasing in size. Clear? So reason for that is here sulfate ions and hydroxyl ions migrate to the anode, but neither are discharged. Instead, the active copper anode itself loses electrons to give copper ions in solution. Hence, the anode diminishes in mass. Okay, is it clear? So this is your electro-refining of copper. So whatever are the impurities will settle down here as anode mud. All these are impurities. These impurities could be some traces of gold, iron, etc. Yes, so all that will be your anode mud, it is called, impurities. Clear? So questions on electro-refining which you can expect is name the electrolyte. So electrolyte is what? Aqueous copper sulfate solution. Cathode, pure thin sheet of copper, and anode is impure block of copper, okay, which is the active electrode. Then give the electrode reactions. So whenever electrode reactions are asked, you have to show the dissociation of the electrolyte also. They will not specify dissociation of the electrolyte, but it's always better to show the dissociation of the electrolyte. And then excuse me, reaction at cathode and reaction at anode. Okay, is it clear? And if observation is asked, what will you write? That this anode will decrease in mass. Yes, anode diminishes in mass. Okay, clear? So now we'll have a look at the next part. Okay, now just have a look at this last concluding homework, that is homework 6. Question 1. Answer the following questions with respect to electroplating an article with silver. Okay. Question is, name the electrolyte used. So what was the electrolyte? Sodium argentocyanide. Yes, very good. Justify its use. So you have to say that the migration of silver ions from the complex salt, word complex is very important, from the complex salt sodium argentocyanide is very slow, thereby ensuring a uniform and smooth deposition on the article, unlike silver nitrate, which will give a uneven deposition. Okay. Then with an equation show the formation of the electrolyte. So sodium cyanide and silver cyanide, they will react to form the sodium argentocyanide. Okay. So this equation is given in the PDF. All these answers are there in the PDF. You can go through the PDF and write the answers in the notebook. So what forms the cathode and anode? Cathode is the article which you want to electroplate, yes, and anode will be the thick block of silver. And give the reaction taking place at cathode and anode. Okay. So these are questions relating to the electroplating with silver. Then similarly, following questions refer to electroplating an article with nickel. In this you have name the electrolyte used. So which electrolyte we had used? Yes, very good, nickel sulfate solution. Then what forms cathode and anode? Cathode will be the article which you want to electroplate. Anode will be what? Thick block of nickel. Very good. Give the reaction taking place at cathode. So at cathode nickel ions will migrate. So you will show Ni2 plus 2 electrons forming the nickel. In bracket you write deposited on the article. And anode, the nickel rod itself, Ni, will lose electrons, 2 electrons, and will form nickel ions. Okay. So you can just have a look at the earlier slide and write these reactions. Then explain why the anode diminishes in mass. So for this what will you write? That the cyanide ions, yes, and the hydroxyl ions, they are the negatively charged. So cyanide ions and hydroxyl ions both are migrating to the anode, but neither are getting discharged. Instead, the active nickel anode itself loses electrons and forms the ions, and you show the equation also. Hence anode diminishes in mass. Okay. Now same question can be asked here also. Explain why the anode diminishes in mass. So here you will mention that the whatever are the other ions, that is the hydroxyl, cyanide, whatever. Okay. So these are the questions related to the electroplating. And third question is just define electrorefining, is definition of electrorefining. Okay. So with that we complete this chapter. Okay. So we complete this chapter of electrolysis. Yes, I hope you have understood all the concepts of which we have discussed in this chapter. So total now 4 chapters which are there for your first unit test. I think I have completed the portion except for the Pawar students. I have to complete periodic table with them, but with Bombay Scottish and Gopal Sharma students, I have completed your test portion. The test portion is what? It's periodic table, chemical bonding, metallurgy and electrolysis. 4 chapters, 10 marks each, right? So only now I have to discuss periodic table with the Pawar students. So when I discuss periodic table sessions, that time BSS and GSIS will treat it as a revision lecture. Okay, so go through all the questions properly, see that you do the homework also thoroughly. If you have any doubts, you can post them on WhatsApp. Okay, so till then, happy studying, stay safe and healthy in the house. Thank you.